Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now, this specific video, I want to do my best to have like some sort of timeline. I was watching the Bambi interview with Carlos King, and shout out to Carlos King. And I just did a little mashup of like basically the timeline, right? Because I really got to thinking, like, when did like this happen, when did that happen, when did I wanted to have like a good little breakdown, like a true understanding from like all sides, like, because like they say, there's like three sides to every story: your side, my side, and the truth. Well, this is one of the videos where I want to do my best to kind of break down the Scrappy, Erica Dixon, Shay Johnson, everybody shit. This man was around, okay? But I want to do a good job in breaking down like a little timeline on how it all went down, a little bit including Mama D, but not so much so. Just because I think everybody is curious to know like the breakdown, like how did this all come to be? Like who was first, who was second, and like what was what. So from talking, like listening to like all the interviews and like just really, listening to everybody talk and tell their story, this is what I gathered, and this is the order that I think it went in. And this is like, I think this is the best way to kind of give everybody a breakdown. It's not that long. Hopefully you guys love this video, but I'm not going to do too much talking because I want you guys to really get into like, I guess, who, what, when, where, how, like the breakdown of it all, like who was first, who was second, all of that, you know what I'm saying? Because I think it's very important to like just basically get to it, like what happened in these people's lives and whatnot, and what I gathered from all the drama. So yeah, this is my best breakdown of the whole Erica, Bambi, the entire situation, okay? So hopefully you guys love this video, and I really like took my time putting this together. And I love y'all. So hopefully you appreciate it. And thank you so much. Y'all catch me on Rumble. I'm really trying to build my audience on Rumble. I'm also on TikTok. I'm also on YouTube. Like, I'm really trying to expand. I'm working on my website, everything. So y'all, please follow me on all platforms. Please, like, get connected, because I really, I put a lot of work into this. Like, this really means the world to me. So please subscribe if you're watching on YouTube or anywhere. Like, follow, subscribe, whatever they, have you guys do. Please do it for me. And I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. And, no more left to be said. Hopefully you guys appreciate this video. All right. Bye-bye. Bye, guys. Just tell me what you think.
It got to the point where I couldn't fend for my kids. I didn't want to tell them, no, you can't eat today because ain't no groceries. I didn't want to tell them, no, you can't have school clothes. I didn't want to tell them, no, you can't have no toys up on the tree. Because my mother, even though she was a school teacher, she taught her kids to get it. When I divorced Scrappy Daddy, so I was with this little boy.
Your daddy the first man you look up to if you had one, you know what I'm saying? And I looked up to him, and all he did was go to church every day. You know what I'm saying? He had me in there with him, had me in the gym with him, all that stuff, you know what I'm
saying? When she got ready to get up and go to work, and she taught at Rockbridge Elementary, she would come in my room and click on the light. You know what she said? If I can go to work, you can go find work. In other words, she wasn't tolerating for no children laying around the house while she got up and go make a living. You go get up, you grown, you made some mistakes, you got into a marriage, it didn't work, you're home with your little boy, which was Scrappy, and go get it. And that's what forced me to make something of myself, because everybody's not college material, I get it.
My grandma, she taught school, you know what I'm saying, bless her soul, my mama, Miss Pat, Patricia Harp. She taught school at this school called Rockbridge Elementary. It's in Stone Mountain. And I had to go stay with her. So when I was staying with her, I started first grade there. You know what I'm saying? So first grade, it was cool. I was just getting acclimated. My grandma had me want to always get A's and stuff, because she would do stuff for me and stuff. When I get all A's, she would just do stuff for me. So I'd be doing whatever I could to get straight A's. You know what I'm saying? I knew multiplication in first grade, division, all that stuff. I was on it early, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause my grandma was a school teacher, she was on my neck, you know what I'm saying? Knew how to spell, all kind of words, you know what I'm saying? And second grade come around, that second year I was there.
When I turned to the streets to sell drugs, and I went to pimping, and let me tell you, I started selling drugs first. I was in the hospital, I think I got my appendix out. And I was talking to, back a long time ago, they had rooms, you could share a hospital room with another person. Now everybody got the private suites. But this lady was telling me about the pimping. And she was saying, well, you know what? She said, I'm a madam and da-da-da-da-da. And she was telling me, she said, start out with, and I was curious as how you do this, because it's an all-male dominancy thing going out here in the street.
Yeah.
And so she said, get one girl first, and then a second one. And then you just build. So then I started watching the men. And so I'm very nosy. And so I watched how they get into women ill. And they were selling dreams. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna be a dream seller. So I've lost my nursing part, right? I can't walk.
Right.
Because I'm still, because at the head-on collision, I was in a wheelchair. You graduate from a wheelchair to a walker. From a walker, you graduate to crutches. From a crutches, you get where a cane when that doctor tell you when you can bear weight on that side in which was broken. So it's a process. Very long one. And so after I started selling and getting that open one trap, and I had the young boys working for me. So I would go, when they get down to like 500 dimes left in a sandwich bag, they'll call me. I'll come and get my money and replenish them. And then I had one on Metropolitan and Stewart Avenue, and Cleveland Avenue. And then I had one in Swanee, and I had one in Stockbridge, traps. Scrappy used to come, before Headbusters, before anybody even knew who my son was, he used to come to my traps and get money to pay for his studio time.
Yeah, I was right there. She ain't never lied to me. You know what I'm saying? Never lied to me.
And then you know how it is. He's rapping. He's up and coming, and you know how the females is looking at him. I'm like, there's too many females at you. I don't want no parts of the drama.
House was the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, where we stayed at was the trap house. You know what I'm saying? So I seen them come. I seen them go. Seen hoes. Like I say, hoes had to fuck in my room. You know what I'm saying? And in my sister's room. So we had to sleep with my mama. You know what I'm saying? I was grateful that she didn't make us sleep in there, but. Like, we would go in there and watch TV and stuff, like, when ain't nothing, like, during the weekend, when ain't shit going on. She'd been cleaned the whole shit. And she had J's doing that. She had the J's cleaning our room. Once the weekend we come home from school, the rooms done been wiped down with bleach and rooms cleaned, new covers and sheets. I'm like, you gonna do this every week? How you gonna buy some new covers and shit every week?
Like it's an Airbnb.
Yeah, like, and we'll be in our room on the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Watching, TV or playing with our toys or whatever.
Well, at first it was the normal way, put the girls out on the street. They all had to wear the same colors. All the other pimps knew they were my girls because they wore the same color that night. Then the next day they wore them. They said, I always said, oh, that's one of the D girls. And they makeups were done. I kept their things. And then you had other prostitutes out there on the street. Them bitches had on the same clothes yesterday, so you know they stink. All of it. Let's be real honest.
Yes.
Pimp supposed to take all of it, because I take care of them. They got their hair done, they got their makeup, they got their nails done. I clothe them. Why do you think I'm supposed to pull that out of the bush? You gotta give me all your money, you're gonna break yourself. You in my face, you're gonna break yourself. You live in my brothel. And so I had to make sure, because Vice Squad was out there, Narcotic Squad was out there. Back then, it was the Red Dogs, and then the Cap Counters, the Black Cats. And in South Fulton, it was Tri-City. So I've gotten laid down by all three of them that tried to get me. So the rumor was that Mama D retired because she had 29 hoes. She retired because she couldn't get 30. This dick's up by one of my hoes, and he still owe me. Scrappy still owe Mama for that trick.
You'll see little straws and shit around the house. You know what I'm saying?
Like the drug straws?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like they used to take real straws that you get from McDonald's and cut them. You know what I'm saying? Do their thing. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got a pipe. They'll get it some kind of way.
That and shooters. A shooter is a glass that you put Brillo in. And then you put the on top of it, and then you light it on that end, and then you pull. I guess that's what they were doing, because I ain't never tried it.
They'll do it. I was like, damn. And he was like my play aunties and uncles, because I grew up around them. You know what I'm saying? And
I sniffed some cocaine back in the day to stay up all night.
Was that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Nothing else?
Because I'm too strong-minded. I want to control everything. Nothing can control me, nor will it.
they would be there. A moment on the block, posted up in the trap. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? We're earning somewhere. You know what I'm saying? They be right there with us. As a kid, you don't know it's dangerous like that.
Right.
Now, weed, I did that since I was 12 years old. I've definitely been a weed head since I was 12.
I met Scrappy out of high school, and
no, this is
we were friends before. He was just.
If we gonna classify it as some money,
He was just jumping off the porch. I was at free shows. I was selling CDs out my trunk, everything, giving him his money, all that.
I'm talking about jumping in the crowd. When I jump in the crowd to fight, motherfucker, I'm like, why are you coming with me?
I jumped too.
I was still staying with my mama. We had a little sit down. I was just sitting there. I'm like, I'm ratchet, bruh. But to see a woman that's way more ratchet than me and the way she was, I was like, what is going on? I was like, cuz she don't like me. She don't fuck me like that because she is acting unusual right now.
Because we was friends, and then I think Mama D kind of coached you to give me some flowers and balloons and stuff. And you said, will you be my girlfriend or something? I was like, what?
It wasn't nothing like that. It wasn't nothing like that.
I think I was a little hard on you. You was just like, God dang.
Like, nah, cuz was like, she was like, we're going to be friends. Yeah, we're friends. We
had too many sisters and homegirls.
We can cook it, you know what I mean? We can cook it up, we can kick it, you know what I mean? Hey, man, listen, man, like, I would really love to go on the road with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do whatever, man. I carry bags, you know what I'm saying? So you ain't gotta buy me no food. I hustle for my own money and I get my own food. I change clothes, wash my clothes every city we go to. I wear the same thing. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need this shit, bro. Like, I ain't going home to no big house. Like, I ain't got it. Like, you know, my mama ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she ain't sell drugs no more. You know, we stay in a little bit of house on Section 8. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, bro, like, you know what I mean? I'd rather be doing something constructive, because if I go there, man, I ain't gonna be doing shit. Like, but some shit, stealing cars, you know what I'm saying? He said, you for real? I was like, yeah. He was like, where your manager? I said, he right there. He was like, yeah. I was like, oh shit, for real? Like, yeah, go ahead. I was like, damn, man. Like, fucking got me a bump in the back, cuz. Rolled over in that bitch, nigga. I slept comfortable the whole way.
When I met Scrappy, and my family and close friends know, when I met him, like, he wasn't even rapping then. Like, we went to church. I took him to Bible study. He was writing verses in Bible study. So, and I supported him. I mean, we were young. We was in a relationship. And we started when we was 19. So, I don't know where people get that misconception from, but, honey, I was there before all that came along.
I just had signed the contract. She had came on. She like, what's up? What's going on? Like, boom. Just signed that contract with Lil Jon. BME, click, you know what I mean? So I was like, that what's up? Like,
I'm sorry.
Not impressed.
He was like, dang, that's it? I'm sorry. I was
like, what's up? What going on with it?
Mama D was screaming and
I was like, fix your little face, girl. I was like, fix your little face. You know what I'm saying? What is going on? Like, you just celebrate to me.
I was happy for him, but I was like, Lord, how this gonna go?
I put them on, and I knew them. I put them on to the game, but I wasn't like directly, you know, messing
And
with
I used
you.
to be at the BME office pregnant, her and Princess. Hey, you look so pretty. Oh my gosh, you're so gorgeous. This me pregnant with the money. And then when Crime Mob came out, weren't they like 14 and 15?
When I lost our first child, you up and left. You took a flight and got the hell on. And who you leave me with? Your homeboy.
I had an abortion, which I'm not happy about. But at that time, unfortunately, that was the best decision that I felt that I was making, you know. And it was so much money that was at stake. We were in the height of our career. And we literally toured every day of the week, 6 days out the week. We only came home on Sundays if we didn't have a show, just to wash clothes, repack, and leave again. I finished high school with homeschooling. I had to literally drop out of high school because the record literally took over the summer of my 9th grade year going into my 10th grade year.
I was in a place in DeKalb County buying a key of cocaine, and they came to bust. I did some things that cops can't check females. It has to be a female. So by the time the female, they ordered one, right? By the time they ordered one, and before they came in, actually came in, because they came in with guns with beans on them, told all of us to lay down. And before they came in, I knew what they were gonna do. So the lady that lived with the guy that we was buying the key from, I told her, give me a sanitary napkin and some ketchup. So when she gave me the sanitary napkin and ketchup, I put ketchup on sanitary napkin, stuck it between the legs. So when she got ready to check me and she pulled my pants down and seen that, she like, I won't go no further. And then Scrappy found out. One of the guys knew Scrappy, and they called him. They said, man, they got your mama and them laying down, man. Got your mama laying down. He just lost it. And he said, mama. And he had already made it with Lil Jon. So he said, mama, what's gonna take for you to stop?
When I first got signed with John, ain't nobody helped me. He didn't play that shit, all that helping and shit. Like, if you go to Trillville side of that shit, man, them folk got people in there doing hooks for them, got singing on it, all kind. I had to do all my own shit.
She's probably about 2 around this time, yeah. So I heard the rumors, and I was in school for nursing at the time. Somebody was like, hey, I don't know if, well, maybe some people remember, it was called the Mirage, right, on Moreland? So he was like, Scrappy and Donnie were in the Mirage last night. Like, we didn't see you, Erica. Like, what's going on? Like, the energy was kind of off. So, you know, it's finals, my phone off. I cut my phone off. It's going, just blowing up. I'm like, I'm reading messages. This one Metro PCS was popping. Like, it just came out. So, you know, got a little flip phone and, you know, people sending me, you know, messages and stuff like, call me, girl, let me tell you about this. I'm like, okay, what's going on? So I call him. He doesn't answer his phone. So he just got a house in Conyers. He's hanging with like a group of guys. So I was like, I'm gonna just ride out there. I ride out there and I see cars everywhere. And I said, you know what? These idiots don't even have the door locked. I opened the door. It's women everywhere. It's guys everywhere. One of his homeboys said, whoa, Erica. I'm like, shh, don't do that. So I'm trying to go up the stairs and everybody's trying to stop me from going up the stairs. I'm like, no, move out my way. Like, move. So he has double doors to the master bedroom in this house in Conyers. So I bust the doors open. There's Scrappy.
Lo and behold, say it. You want to see?
And there's Lil Dirty Diamond.
Doing what? I was on the computer.
So he's sitting at the desk and he on the phone. He turned around. He like, oh. And she on the phone. She look up. She like, oh. And I was like, so this what we doing? You know, I was on go. You know, I was on go.
Oh, I know you, Erica.
So as I'm talking junk to him, I'm moving towards her. But I'm talking to him. He peeped it.
I had to do the Roman Reigns.
So he tackled me. Tackled me. And she hops off the bed. Dirty Diamond, and she runs in the bathroom. Now, little do I know, she got her girls with her. She got her whole little gang. They all in the bathroom with her. They locked the door. I'm trying to tell the door.
All these girls locked the door on you?
They in the bathroom.
I think they were doing that not to, like, they ain't, you know, they didn't want to smoke. They ain't wanted to be worse than what it was. Like,
so I'm petty. I took her chain, her bag. Remember that? Took everything, Jordans.
And did what with it?
Gave it to my cousin.
The first encounter when back in the day, she had got a spare key made to Scrap's house. And my best friend, which wifey baby can attest to this, she was in there, his homeboy was in there, I was in there, we were just chilling in his room, just chilling. And she came into the room and went to swing on him. I ain't run from nobody, nowhere.
But that's how I solidified like the rumors with him and her. And so I was like, okay, you like her, you know, you already been seen out with her. I'm like, okay, so all right, there you go. Like, you can.
I was with Diamond then. When Jim Jones was on TV and she hit me, she was like, "You'll do that shit." And the mouth she had, I was like, "Man, hell no, you got me f***ed up. I been had to goddamn throw your ass goddamn through the wall somewhere, cuz. Wait, you be talking to you and talk like that on TV?" Like, I was like, "Hell no, I'm cool, cuz like I ain't finna go for it." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm rapping, cause I'm cold-hearted. I'm just not cold-hearted, wholehearted rapper then. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing other little shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I can't go on TV anyway. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, "Yeah, you right." A girl hit my DM on Twitter and was like, "Hey, you know where your girl at?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah." You know what I mean? And the motherfucker, well, this what happened first. I had my little people with me around me. Like, I had some young chicks around me that was like my play nieces and nephew. My play nieces. And they hit me, they were like, you be on Twitter and shit? At that time, I was on it, but I wasn't on social media like that. I was on some real shit. I was extra real, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, "Nah, what's up?" It was like, "Man, your girl talking about, your girl and Soulja Boy talking about they love each other and shit on Twitter and shit." I was like, "What?" And they sent me the picture. I was like, "Wow." So I had hit her, she was out of town, she wouldn't answer. I was like, "Damn." So she would never answer. And she come back one day. I'm like, "What's up, girl? You ain't hit me back all weekend, girl. What's up?" Girl was like, "Oh, no, you know, I just," you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Basically, she was saying she young, you know what I'm saying? Cause she younger than me, you know what I'm saying? And she was just having fun, you know what I'm saying? I kind of wilded out, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't asked about the Soulja Boy shit yet, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, "Yeah," I'm like, "Hey, though, but look, though, what's up with this Soulja Boy shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? He love you, and you saying, oh, the thing, he was like, "Man, I love Diamond ATL," like that. And she was like, "Oh, I love you too." I'm like, that sound like you talking to me. And when I asked about it, she was like, "Nah, he a little boy, like, you know, he young." Like, I was just like, "Oh, you know, like, oh, I love you too," like. And my dumb ass went for it. I took it. I was like, "Yeah."
I met her one time because she had made these earrings and she was begging my friend Cougar, was like, I want to meet her, I want to sell her these earrings, and I got her as my ringtone. I want to meet her, whatever. But I never could really hang out. I think it was really, really quick. But I never could hang out because I was always with him. But when I went back home, which people don't know, the whole Soulja Boy situation, we were trying to figure it out. I went home for about 60 days, maybe 3 months. And he was like, "Let's go to Cat One party," 2 Chainz friend. He was like, "I want to show him some love," because he actually introduced me to her and was like, "This my homegirl, Bambi, whatever." Not even thinking then, it's the same Bambi Freddie was asking me about, So this whole home wrecker and all this other narrative that she went around with, girl, when we were together and we was in the same house and we were trying to figure it out, apparently you was in the mix. You know what I'm saying? So.
But then, like, man, like, as soon as we got up and we weren't together no more.
I think it was a celebrity basketball game when me and Soulja Boy stepped out that day when Freddie-O took pictures of us at the car show. I remember Freddie-O asking me, "Are you doing this because of Bambi?" And at the time, I'm like, "Bambi."
And I came downstairs and her computer was open. I walked by, I'm like, "Oh, you know Soulja Boy?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he was like one of the niggas that it was in her Facebook and shit. She was like, "Oh yeah, he cool. Yeah, he be on the tour," because they was on the Scream tour and shit. You know what I'm saying? He was on there too. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't take it as nothing. I was just like, "Okay, cool." You know what I'm saying? And what was crazy, when that shit happened and we broke up, and then while we broke up, that's when I started talking to Bam. You know what I'm saying? Like, I started talking to Bam then, like, talking to her and shit.
Like this is 2000.
Yeah, that was the crazy part. Like, I was talking to her, and then we was like, me and Charlotte was on our little breakup shit, and Cuz came to the house and everything. The house me and Diamond stayed in and everything. It was weird. You know what I'm saying? It was weird.
Or maybe it was the Ozone Awards. They have all the artists there, whatever. And I think that he had reached out to me about doing a feature, something like that. And we just kind of like every once in a while talk to each other on Twitter, or maybe the sidekicks. Remember the T-Mobile sidekicks? So it was just like, very just fun, free. It was nothing at that time, like I said, nothing disrespectful to disrespect my relationship or anything out of the line. It was just fun. Like, what's up, what y'all doing? Da, 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 da. After, it became romantic after Scrap and I broke up. So when everybody saw us at the car show, even though it appeared more than what it wasn't even that. Like, I'm just the type of person I want to be different. You know, we can all have sex, or we can all whatever. I say color. But what sets you apart? You know, you're going to get to that at some point. So for me, it was more so about a person really respecting me or getting to know me and learning my personality and just really enjoying my company before it even got to that. So it was literally after everything went left, you know, when it was like, okay, it's over in the media and all the back and forth and so forth, is when we kind of start to try to get things serious.
That's when Mona hit me, because she was trying to get that. She wanted that. You know what I'm saying? She was trying to capture that Scrappy Diamond Soldier Boy shit. And I was like, nah, I ain't Shawty, like, I'll never do nothing with Shawty, like.
I was aware of it, and you know how I came in ready to fight. I was like, oh, she gonna be on here? I'm like, okay, good, because she ran from me when I tried to get hold of her. So, yeah, I was a wild one back then, you know? I was a firecracker.
I think that I was really excited about this pregnancy, because I was like, I don't care if I lose my career, you know. This industry will suck you dry, will take everything, you know, chew you up and spit you out and leave you with nothing. I just wanted to have something that genuinely loved me and that I could share all these great, you know, things with, whether it be material things or just traveling the world. That was something that I was really, really excited about. And due to stress, relationship stress, and industry stress, of course, I had a miscarriage. Traumatizing. Very traumatizing. I got the tattoo just as a memory, you know. And
that was gonna be her birthday.
That should have been more. I don't know if it would have been a she. It was 3 months, but maybe it
All
would
right.
have been a girl. Yeah. That's something that was definitely very traumatizing to me.
I'm gonna tell you, Diamond, I learned what love was. You feel me? Like, I learned what pain was. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I tell all the time, like, I remember that shit. Like, don't think I forgot about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember what you did to me. You know what I'm saying? But then she like to come back and be like, hey, you was a hoe out shit. You know what I'm saying? I had just put him on my remix to a song called That's Her. You know what I'm saying? And I came downstairs one day cause I had bought a house for us and everything.
You bought a house for you and Diamond.
Yeah, and my daughter. Like, it was me, her, and my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Emani, yeah.
So, it was probably about 2010 when I met Scrap, right? Probably about 2010.
Yes.
So I met him in a club, Taboo 2 in Atlanta. He tried to holler at me. We exchanged numbers. And so when he left, I had a friend who was working at Taboo. And I was like, what's up with him? And she's like, oh, you know, that's Lil Scrappy. Like, he's with this girl, Diamond. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's weird. Because, you know, he just tried to holler at me and we exchanged numbers and everything. So she was like, yeah,
You were
like,
attracted to Scrappy?
when I first met him, it was just like some kind of playful vibe. Because he had like a bandana around his head. And, you know, I'm from LA. And I'm like, what's up, nigga? Like, where you from? And he like, oh, what's up, cuz? And I'm like, where you from? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was just like a playful kind of vibe. So anyways, we exchanged numbers, but she had already given me this information, like, oh, he's with this girl, whatever. So when he called me, I'm like, hey, like, you got a girlfriend? And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, so what's up? And he like, well, I'm trying to pull up on you. And I'm like, yeah, no, you know, I ain't really on that type of time, so call me when you single, right? So that was that. So then I ended up seeing him out with Diamond a couple times, like maybe like twice. I saw them both out. And then there was like this girl who was cool with Diamond. And she knew I was like doing music too. And she was like, well, maybe y'all can link. I was like, yeah, whatever. So we were like sitting in a car together one day and we had like one little conversation. And I was like, I don't
You and Scrap in the car.
No, me and Diamond and this other girl
Oh,
who
okay.
was like her homegirl. And I was like, she kind of like, she cool, but I don't know, she just not really my vibe. Like, it wasn't really nothing wrong with her, but I was just like, nah, I'm cool. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's just kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my only like interaction with her.
My girlfriend, Cougar, which is here as well, me and her met in 2019, and she worked for Don Diva magazine and had a casting agency. At that time, Bambi reached out to her to come move to Atlanta and be in some of her music videos. When I broke up with Scrap back in the day, I stopped talking to everybody that wanted to still be cool with him and me. It was like, you gotta pick a side, you know, in my feelings, family, whatever the case. And I fell back from her. We didn't fall out. We just more so like, okay, she wanted to be neutral and just like, I'm not in it. I just want to be cool with both of y'all. And I'm like, no, you gotta pick a side. You know, I just fell back, you know. And I moved to California. And she casted a music video for Scrap and had Bambi to be on a music video. And I think that's when they took it serious.
And I was like, you know, whatever. So then one night I'm randomly like in the studio, Scrap calls me. He's like, hey, I broke up with my girlfriend. Like, what you doing? And I'm like, yeah, I'm at the studio. So he comes to the studio where I'm at. And we go outside. We're like talking in the car. And he's just like running it, right? He like running his whole entire.
Scrappy wears his heart on his sleeve.
Yo, but see, this was me being so like, I was so green because I was like, damn, like he must really fuck with me. Like he's telling me all his business. And so that's how he got me. I'm not even gonna cap. Like he was just running it. He was like, yeah, like we were together for 5 years, and you know, she left me for Soulja Boy. She tried to take me to, I don't know, like out the country or something, give him some money. And like, I don't know, he was just like doing this whole like sob story. And I felt bad for him. I was like, yo, that's cold.
You like, damn, Diamond.
I was like, these ladies is like, yeah. So that was really like our initial like connection, right? Like he just ran his whole entire situation with her. But I was still confused, you know what I'm saying? Because he had invited me to his house like a couple times. But he said, you know, like they were living together, but she left him. You know what I'm saying? He was like, she left me for another dude, whatever. He like, I got a studio at my house. So, you know, you want to come through and record? I'm like, yeah, like for sure. So I bring a couple girls over there. Like we go recording some bullshit at his house. But we just like messing around, having fun or whatever. It wasn't really nothing serious.
Yeah, it was my house. And Erica came over there as well. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. But I know they definitely came to the house.
And we really started like to be cool. Like whenever I would be out, he'd be like, where you at? He'll come pull up. I'll come pull up on him. And you know, we were just kind of like vibing. So then he's like, yeah, I'm about to move up out this house. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He's like, yeah, I'm about to move up out of here. I'm about to move in with my baby mama until I get my stuff together. And you know, we're about to start doing love and hip hop. And I was like, wait, what? What is happening? I thought that Diamond was the baby mama, right? Because he said they were together for like 5 years. And so I'm looking at pictures. Whenever I'm trying to like, it was like limited internet like business at that point. It was like media takeout stuff, like whatever. So I'm like trying to Google this fool, like trying to see what's going on. But every time I see a picture of him and her, I see Emani and she's little. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, that's their kid. You know what I'm saying? So then when he say, well, I'm about to move in with my baby mama, I'm like, wait, didn't she leave? And he's like, no, like I'm talking about my daughter's mom. And I'm like, I'm thoroughly like confused.
Were you guys intimate during this time he's telling you this?
I think we had probably like got it cracking like once or twice, but we weren't really like in.
Y'all weren't exclusive.
Nah, we wasn't nothing like that.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, you know, it is what it is. At the time, Scrappy was living with me, and it wasn't by choice. It was more so by force. He didn't have anywhere to go, and Mama D didn't have anywhere to go either. She asked to come stay with me, and I was like, okay. At the end of the day, we still family, but he was like, no, that's gonna be too much. We gonna be bumping heads. So then Love and Hip Hop came along. Now you know. I mean, other people know. I'm like, I had a job. I hate when people be like, if it wasn't for Scrappy. No, if it wasn't for Erica, because I was working, honey, fresh out of school, certified biller and coder. Like, I was working in a doctor's office. I had a really good job, to be exact. So I was well established. Like, I was good. But I did Love and Hip Hop because Scrappy was like, man, I'm going to get my notoriety back. Like, I'll be getting money again. Like, you know, I ain't been doing no shows. He was like, man, just do it for me. So I'm like, okay, I'll do it for you. Because I knew, like, you know, at the end of the day, this silly money's bad. And he hated being at home with her while I'm working, you know what I'm saying, anywhere from 8 to 10 hours. So, you know, I get it. So I'm like, okay, we family, let's get this money. Mama D needs somewhere to stay too. So he was like, she gonna come in too, and we gonna do this.
She was like, well, who would you do something with? Who would it be? I was like, if it's anybody, it had to be my daughter mama. You know what I'm saying? My baby mama. Because, you know, I need, you know, if anything happened to me, she gonna take care of my daughter. I said I put my mama on that shit too, cause my mama, like, she crazy. I don't know. She was like, Scrappy, you know, I remember your mama. Where is she? She played her radio interview after the Diamond and Soulja Boy shit. She was like, I need that on my show. I was like, what? I was like, call her right now. I like, call my mama came right up there. I was like, what's up? I'm talking about, I was like, I just called you. What's up? Mom dude came through. We pulled that shit out, man. Like, I think that's the best thing God ever told me to do.
I don't ask him for nothing because he thinks that coming on Love and Hip Hop so I can earn my own.
I didn't feel like me speaking my truth on that platform at the time was a safe space because it was something that I wasn't familiar with. I felt that I wanted to get to a place to where I knew that I would feel safe to tell my truth and my truth wouldn't be altered. And I didn't see it. I prayed about it so many nights about it, and it just didn't feel right in my spirit. It felt like my truth would be altered and of what really happened and the whole breakup because I was made to look like the villain.
But what you're not going to do is destroy my son. That's what you're not. I was hurt because knowing that he had did her wrong first, and he did. I ain't telling you, he did. And but the way she did it so out cold. And I'll never forget that day. It was at the Car and Bike Show. And all the DJs was talking about it. And I remember Diamond did an interview and said I fucked with Soulja Boy the long way, and she was like, it was as though she was happy that he was hurt. And I'm like, okay, I love to get back because I'm a female and I've been cheated on. I've been lied to. So I get it. I am woman. But when you get back, get back and then get off of it.
But look, once that shit happened, man, that was the first time like ever like I used to sleep late and I started waking up early. I ain't been back since. I was like, I wake up early. Ever since then, I just wake up early. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what happened or whatever. I know it come from, I had a lot of anxiety then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy because every time, like, it was before Love and Hip Hop, bro. It was before Love and Hip Hop. I'm waking up, I'm on every blog in the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the radio, like, my mama going off. Everything is happening. I'm like, I'm a rapper. I don't go through this type shit. Like that was my first heartbreak in the world, and I thought I knew what a heartbreak was because Erica done suplexed me a couple times. You know what I'm saying? And it was nothing like that. It was nothing like that. It was, man, like, I mean, she made Erica look like an angel. You feel me? Like, I was just like, damn, cuz, like, you don't get a back like that.
Don't continue to pound because then when you do that, then you're asking to see me. I would never let anyone hurt my kids. I don't care if Scrappy is of age. I'm 60, he's 40. I love my children.
But the thing is, it like, we weren't faithful. Like, that's why I ain't get it. It's like, we weren't. Like, it's not just me, we weren't. And, you know, they were just Soulja Boy. You know what I'm saying? Come on, cuz. Like, I ain't just, come on. It ain't just, you know, I'm gonna put it like this, man. Like, when it get to the Diamond situation, I feel like I say, her and Erica got it the worst. Cause I was on my shit. I was Debo. You know what I'm saying? Living it up. You dig what I'm saying? I was gonna have it. It was nothing. Even now when I think about it, it was nothing that I could even go back and tell him and be like, bruh, chill, bruh. Like, you gonna hold shit up. Like, girl was like, no. Fuck it all. Especially when motherfuckers ain't even keeping it real with me. Like, why I gotta be the one? You know what I'm saying? The nice guy. Like, these motherfuckers doing shit too. They getting niggas numbers. They out there talking, and people and women think you ain't doing it. You know, women think we don't know that shit, but I know that shit. Like, I went back to Erica and I was asking, I was like, you think this shit? You think we need to do this shit? And she was like, but Erica was like a real hard-working woman. I used to take her to pick her up, and she did, you know, we had a real situation going on, man. And she got into that life, man. Like, I brung into it, man. I brung into it.
He was like, you gonna do the interview? And I kept saying, oh no. He was like, just do the interview. And so I finally did it. And I talked to the doctor because I was like, I didn't want to lose my job. So I worked first season, worked in the morning to about 3 o'clock, and then I came on set, and I filmed after that.
And it was crazy because then I was with Erica, right? You know what I'm saying? I was with Erica at the time when I seen he had got dropped from a label or he got off a label or something. And I was like, wow, I said some subliminal shit. I was like, wow, I ain't no dude got dropped from a label like that. And so he came back on there and light my ass up like, why you broke it? And then I came back. I was already ready to go with him. Like, I'm like, fuck location where we at? Like, we was just going back and forth, and get what? Bam, hit me. She was like, quit doing that shit.
Bam.
Bam, hit me. She was like, quit doing that shit. She was like, that's a little boy. You ain't gonna get no stripes. But stealing on Soulja Boy, squad fighting with Soulja Boy. And it's gonna look like you hate. You mad. I was like, I am mad. And this is the first time I'm definitely a hater. Yeah, definitely, I don't give a fuck. I'm mad. You know what I'm saying? And we was on Love and Hip Hop. I was with Erica. You know what I'm saying? And bam, hit.
So then they started filming Love and Hip Hop, and he would call me like during or after like the filmings. I remember one time
Season 1?
Yes, he called me one time. He was like, "Hey, I just got in a fight with this nigga named Stevie J," and I'm like, he's like, "Yeah, my baby mama he has some chick, like her name is Jocelyn." I'm like, "Who is this?" Like, I'm all into the story. I'm like, "Damn, what happened?" So he just like read it, right?
You like me? What happened?
I'm like, "What happened? Who won?" And he was like, "Yeah, she was kind of big, like, you know, she." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." But he really ran it on what happened with Erica and Jocelyn. I ain't gonna repeat it, but. So that was the type of
hilarious.
That was the type of relationship we had, right?
So it's funny because I work season 1.
I know.
So
yeah.
He's filming with Erica.
Mm-hmm.
That's his child's mother, right. And they're trying to figure things out, and they were living together.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, after scenes, he's calling you. We
were like hanging out after scenes. That's how, like, confused I was about it, because he was telling me, he was like, "Nah, we just get a bag, like, you know what I'm saying, whatever, I'm just trying to help her get some money so she can stay out of my pockets, you know, whatever." And I'm like, whatever, like, I'm just like a butterfly, like, I'm new to the city and I'm just like hanging out, doing my thing,
you're
whatever.
a single woman, you guys aren't in an exclusive relationship, and okay,
so,
I get all this.
Right, so that was the nature of our relationship at that point, right?
Okay.
So during that time, I think maybe towards the end of the season, me and him started getting like a little closer, right? He started really, really liking me. And I liked him too. Like I did like him a lot because he was just really fun. So he introduced me to like Steph and Mona one time. We were hanging out on Peter Street.
That's where the office was.
Yeah, so he's like, I want to do some stuff with her, blah, 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 whatever.
Don't try to act like you did everything by yourself, like you just this. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that was the case, then it would have happened a long time ago. Before I came in the picture. It would have happened a long time ago. It would have happened with Benzino. You feel what I'm saying? And that's the crazy part because I'm the one to introduce her to the show. I'm the one to introduce her to Mona and Stephanie.
So then I started to notice like a pattern with him and Erica, whatever. And I was like, wait, are you like with her for real? And he was like, he kept denying the fact that he was with her. And I was just like, this look like it's like a little bit more than for TV. So at that point, I think I had met like Kirk and Benzino on Peter Street. And so I'm like cool with them and talking to them or whatever. And then somehow Benzino, he's like, hey, we're going to do the scene at the cabin, blah, blah, blah. But me and Benzino were cool. Like, I started hanging out with him. I ain't never had sex with him or nothing. And I know he's going to, like, be upset because he hates when people mentions him with me right now.
Why?
I don't know. Like, I had just saw him, like, on one vlog one day. He's like, y'all keep talking about me and, whatever. But anyways, I've never had anything negative to say about him because he was cool. Like, he was a cool guy. Like, me and all my homegirls used to go to his house. Like, he used to cook. Like, we were just chilling.
No, he's a great host.
Like, he was so cool. And that was it.
Now, even in the jacuzzi, she wasn't even the main girl. They didn't even focus on her. They focused on what Kurt was doing. Yes. They focused in on her because when I brought her in, everybody needed something to down her with. Oh, that's the girl that brought the girl with Kurt and shit like that. Because nobody really believed that she was really fucking with Benzino. Nobody believed the shit. But when she told me she was, I was like, and you actually admitted to me. Like, you was, so what was I then?
But anyways, we went and did the little scene at the cabin or whatever. And for me...
So at this time, are you and Scrappy...
We were still talking. We were still cool.
But not exclusive?
No, never.
Got it.
Not exclusive.
So at this time, he's in rehab?
No, this was before he went to rehab. The night we went to the cabin, for some reason he got locked up. He went to jail.
The night he went to the cabin? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what he went to jail for, but he went to jail and we were at the cabin. But I was just like,
And said we were finna do something. But I ended up going to jail and rehab. I'm looking at TV. She's coming to the rehab, giving me Black and Miles, coming to talk to me, bringing me Popeyes and shit. And next thing you know, I'm watching TV and she in the jacuzzi with me. I was like...
And when he did go to rehab, and I'm glad that you mentioned that because way before he went to rehab, he and Erica had called off their engagement. I don't know how long they were engaged. I don't know the details on that because I think I was in LA, like doing Basketball Wives around that time. So we weren't talking, and I think I heard that he had proposed to her from a producer on Basketball Wives while I was there filming. I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? But I actually saw it when everybody else saw it. I was like, oh. And then at the time when I saw it on TV, he was like, no, it's over. Like, we're not engaged anymore. Like, it's already done.
That was going to jail, that was walking in with his baby mama and rehab, trying to stay out of jail and shit, you know what I'm saying? Who was I? Who was introduced you to Mona and Stephanie? Like, who was I then? Like, who was that? You feel what I'm saying? Since I never did, now I was not a part of your nothing. You feel what I'm saying? If I wasn't a part of it, you just stayed on Basketball Wives. You just stayed over there and you would have been thriving, you'd have been good. Okay.
And I'm just like, well, what happened? And he gave me a whole rundown of what happened. We were at my grandmother's house, like on Christmas Eve or I don't know when it was. It was somewhere around Christmas and, she gave the ring back or whatever. So when they filmed that scene, when they were in the rehab, it was like way after the engagement had ended. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Hey, girl, what the fuck going on? I knew she went up there with them. She said she was getting them girls. That's the kind of shit she played me. She said she was getting them girls. She had girls for everybody. And then when I seen the shit, and it kind of was bragging about it, and like some of the people that was at the rehab seen her come over there with me and shit. So they were like, damn, that's your girl right there? I was like, and that was the same time Erica had gave me that ring back. And I was in the rehab, she gave me the ring back. That was around the same time. Because Erica used to drive by Erica was evil. Erica used to drive by the rehab when she going to a club or something, be like, ha! I just passed you. I just passed your spot. I hope everything good. And hang up. And I hear the voice message, I'd be like,
so I was really nice to her. I used to invite her over to the crib. She would bring all her friends, her family with her. I used to cook for them. Just be a real gentleman. She spent the night a couple of times, say maybe like got to first base, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but never really tried to like pursue, like to get to third base, if you know what I'm saying. Bambi had his friend named Mary Jane. So up until the cabin, I didn't get the box, right? I'm thinking at the cabin, it's getting ready to go down, right? So we invited Bobby V up there. He was gonna bring some girls. Kurt was gonna be there. The night before, this is true, right? The night before, we was all there. It was me, Bambi, and Bambi had a girlfriend, Mary Jane. Now, Mary Jane's like a wild card back then. No disrespect to Mary Jane, but she's just like a wild card. So we was in the studio. It was in the studio downstairs in the basement, and they was plotting the whole thing about the hot tub. That she was like, so Mary Jane was gonna like smash Kurt. Yes, I'm telling you, I have no reason to lie.
So Benzino did tell me, he's like, hey, you can bring some homegirls or whatever. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I brought one girl that actually went in the hot tub. Some of my other homegirls were inside the house. We were like, I don't know what it was. It was like playing cards or some kind of games or whatever. But when it went to the hot tub, it was one of the girls that I brought with me. She was not my friend. She was just like a girl that I knew would kind of be lit. And she was trying to get on TV. And I was like, they looking for some girls to come do this? Like, come, whatever. And my thing at that time, I'm not going to lie, like, if somebody else around me was going to go, I'm like, you go, because I'm not. Or whatever she wanted to do. Yeah, because I was around a lot of guys. You know what I'm saying? I used to hang out with a lot of guys. And I'm like, if y'all gonna do it, that's cool. But I'm just here, for the vibes.
So that was the plan. That was the plan for Kurt to smash Mary Jane that night. So Kurt at this time was going through situations with Rashida. And I'm like, from my understanding, Rashida gave a pass. And I was like, that's some dope shit. Like, me and Kurt had, conversations. And I was like, yo, my nigga, Kurt was like my hero at that point because I've never heard of that. Like, I've never heard of, like, a pass to go up to the cabin, wow, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, this is dope, Kurt. I was like, but then I'm thinking, like, the cameras are going to be there. When I thought Kurt, like said all that, I'm just like, yo, he really got, that's some real love, right? I was impressed, and I was like, okay, this is dope. We went up there, Bobby brought some girls, then we got in the hot tub, right? I'm thinking that, it's going down. The whole time I'm thinking it's going down, we getting drunk as hell. So we get in the tub, we start kissing or whatever, but then Kurt started to, like, feel, like getting the feeling. I'm like, this is really going down in front of cameras. I couldn't believe this shit. I really couldn't believe this shit. Yeah. I mean, ass kissing, everything was just going crazy, like, right? And there's like 5 cameras in every angle. When it was time to go to the bedroom, we was all go to the bedroom. I'm like, hell yes, finally. Then I get up there, right? She's like, nah, it's not going. I can't do it, Zena. I'm like, huh? I'm like, she said, nah. And I was like, I respect it. You know what I'm saying? I respect it. I didn't have no problems with it. All I remember is that the production was like, listen, we need y'all to walk in Kurt's room. You want to know what happened? When Bambi walked in the room, Bambi screamed and ran out. She screamed like, ah, and ran out. Like, I'm looking at her like, damn, what the fuck is the matter with her? Like, and then I'm looking, they all on the bed. It's crazy. I'm sitting there, right? One of the photographers looking like mad, weird and shit. He just got the thing by the bed like this, and he's looking at me. And I'm looking at him, and he's like, shh. Like, what do you mean, shh? And I'm just looking at him, I'm just like stuck. And I couldn't believe it. I felt like Bambi used me from the start. And let me tell you why. Bambi wanted to make Scrappy jealous when she was dating me. And my dumb ass didn't know that. I know now that Bambi was just dating to get on the show to get with Scrappy.
That's why I've been trying to tell people.
That's 100%.
That's why I've been trying to tell you.
That now, I always felt like once I knew that, I still was being a gentleman, still didn't never disrespected or even was mad. I just took it like a man. You know what I'm saying? It's a better fit, at that time. Yeah. When Bambi was going through this, when they brought up the hot tub scene on Love and Hip Hop this past season, I'm like, damn, this was a long time ago. And I'm like, why they doing this? Bambi sat up in there when they was giving her slack because her and Rashida were friends, and they're like, damn, did you set up Kurt for them? She gonna say, well, I know y'all don't like the way Benzino looked, but he was cool with me. He was always kind of like the homie or something. I'm like, you try to throw a shot at me even still. See, Bambi is calculated. She tries to throw shots. Like, honestly, I'm telling you. And she plays innocent.
And I know he's gonna be upset because he hates when people mentions him with me now. I don't know, I had just saw him on one blog one day. He's like, y'all keep talking about me and whatever. But anyways, I've never had anything negative to say about him because he was cool. He was a cool guy.
Yeah, all right. So that's the reason I'm doing it. She's too slick with it. She's too slick.
But I'm slicker, and Scrappy didn't warn her about me because if she did, she would have been shut the hell up long time.
And that's why her messing with Rashida trying to be cool always messes me up. She did want Kurt that night. Bambi and Mary Jane had an argument over Kurt because when I walked in the room, everybody was butt naked. Bambi was mad at Mary Jane because she didn't know Mary Jane was gonna go all the way that night. Bambi really didn't want Mary Jane to go all the way because Bambi liked Kurt herself. That's the truth. To me, like I said, Kurt was my hero. That whole scene, Kurt was my hero. All three of them was really into Kurt. I mean, if I'm in a room with 2 girls butt naked, I know how to do.
I didn't sleep with nobody. I think I slept with Kurt. I think Kurt has gone on record a few times to say that I left. Like, as soon as that hot tub was a wrap, like, I got the hell on. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people stayed, like, they stayed there or whatever. But I left. There's never been nothing between Kirk and I, ever. Kirk has always been 100. Like, out of all the men on Love and Hip Hop, he has been the most 100.
I was getting it all at one time because I'm trying to move on from Erica.
I was just about to say
She giving me the
that.
ring back, and I'm filming the show. She giving me the ring back, and I'm like, damn it, this part is over.
No, but we gotta go before
And I'm thinking,
that.
I'm thinking this part is starting, but I'm looking at it on TV in the rehab. Like, how is this part starting when she's in the jacuzzi with the?
I don't know if he, in his mind, he thought I was supposed to be, like, at home waiting for his jail calls, me and everybody else he was, like, talking to at the time. You know, he was like all of our boyfriend. He was. Like, let's be honest, men are far more delusional than women. We have to agree on that. Like, you know, we know that that's a fact. But the fact of the matter is, yeah, like, he was the only person that I was actually, like, intimate with at the time. But we weren't exclusive in terms of, like, me being able to go out with other people because, you know, I didn't know really what he was doing. I really didn't care, but, you know, I didn't care to be, like, going around having sex with other people. Like, you know, that wasn't really my thing. You know, I'm just having fun. I had been on TV already.
Right.
So it wasn't really a big thing for me. It was just like, I already know what time it is. Like, we're here to film a scene. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna make it do what it do. And Benzino and I, we were cool. And we were, I guess, what people would consider dating at the time. Like, we were going out, but we just wasn't having sex, you know? And I think that's what was, like, intriguing to, like, the producers at the time. They were like, oh, now we got a girl who's like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was doing. I was like, I'm gonna date both of them. Who cares? They don't know each other. They're not friends. It's really giving who cares because they weren't friends. They were not. And I'm like, whatever. I'm not married. You know, I'm chilling. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
So-
I'm with it.
Yeah, so that's where I was at the time. And then it became a case of may the best man win. They started, like, getting very competitive with each other. Benzino's like, oh, you messing with him? Ratchet man?
Everybody that's with her swear that she has been doing this shit. She's been the bigger part of it the whole time. She's been doing this. She been doing this. So Scrappy had nothing to do with nothing. Okay, cool. Well, if Scrappy had nothing to do with nothing, let's go back before then. There was no major story with her in it. She was somebody's friend.
And I was like, yeah. I didn't make out. It was just a little smooch. Come on. They nailed me to the cross for that these days.
And notice that they just showed some shit on Love and Hip Hop where she kissed him. And they never showed that on Love and Hip Hop. They never showed that part. They showed Kurt shit. They never showed that part. You know what I'm saying? And she reached in and kissed him. And I've never seen that part. So the way she was kicking it, like he was all on her dick. You know what I'm saying? And when I seen it now, I'm like, that's what motherfuckers don't be realizing. A motherfucker will go through anything to get what they trying to get. They would go through anything. You was with me. You was really like, and she gonna tell me, oh, I seen you walking. You was walking in the jail with your baby mama. I was filming. They made me do that. They said y'all go up to the door and it was me, my mama, and Erica. Freddie O, shout out to Freddie O. He just shot me and Erica. Didn't shoot that. My mama was right there too. So I'm like, like, what are you talking about, bro? You know Erica, me and Erica, hey, what each other about?
Was Bucky, let's call her Shay. Was Shay also a side chick to this relationship?
Definitely.
Shay is my best friend. She always telling me, the real.
Because that's your baby mama, but not your girlfriend.
Right.
But you sticking up for her because that's your baby mama.
Dig that.
What for you to even have to ask, you know?
She's trying to get him on camera to
say.
say, because that's your baby mama, not your girlfriend. Don't bring me on the show to look crazy.
You see how I tried to clarify that?
Yeah.
Because we had a conversation off camera where he was telling me that he has nothing to do with Erica on no relationship level. They just cool and raising their daughter together. And he just wants to say something to Stevie J because she disrespects his baby mama. So I wanted to make sure he clarified that, and he did. But he was doing the same thing Stevie was doing. Telling me one thing and telling Erica another thing. But oh well.
Well, to me, I'm gonna be honest, to me, she was a friend. Like, I'm just saying, she was a friend. It wasn't,
I just gave you.
Okay, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, let me say something. Let me say something right here.
Let me say this then. Anybody that you were intimate with, Scrappy, is not your friend, okay?
Can't you see how naive I was back then?
Yeah.
He's going to go stick up for her, and in my mind, because he told me he was only doing it because that's his baby mama, it was okay and cool to go do it. Why didn't I see that he was so full of
They out of the friend zone. They're not your friend.
Know that it was something, you feel me? And it's not nothing now. But then it wasn't nothing. When me, let me tell you something, when me and Erica was together, it wasn't nothing. I just really like, I was really cool with her, and I could share like information with her. She shared information with me, and it just be like that. And it's shit that she ain't never said, like for real, like never. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about me, not about nobody else, but just about me. You know what I'm saying? So I looked at her like a friend. You know what I'm saying?
With benefits.
I mean, we always said that. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like, you know, she didn't get the same benefits. You feel what I'm saying? It just kind of like, I don't know. It like I was in another zone at the time. I was a little younger, you know, not thinking right. You feel me? I just don't know how to navigate crashing in the buildings.
He was just turned on them first 2 seasons of Love and Hip Hop. I don't have anything, you know. Me and Shay, we've talked. You know what I'm saying? We've said our piece.
Wow.
But at the end of the day, like that's what it was. You know, at the time, I already said that. Me and Shay done already talked. Like we good. You know, Scrappy was definitely misleading, and then she a Libra like us. You know, so when we had that conversation, I'm like, oh.
After I kind of like realized what was happening, like after the fact, I was like, you know, because I didn't know Kirk. I didn't know Rashida. I didn't really know the details of their relationship. All I knew was this man said he got a pass to be able to do whatever he wanted to do. The girl who was like all over Kirk in the hot tub, she started like doing interviews. She's like doing all this stuff. And I literally put a stop to it. Like she was doing, remember Candy had like the Candy Coated Nights going on? It was live. So she was doing an interview at Candy Coated Nights, and I pulled up. I said, hey, like you're not doing no more interviews about this. Like that shit is dead. And so I kind of like wrecked that interview like in person. She was on the radio with Big Tigger. I called Tigger. I said, let me in. So he let me in on the radio. I said, hey, first of all, oh girl, you need to pipe down. Like this shit is dead. You need to end it. I gave a public apology to Rashida on the radio. I said, you know, I apologize about this. Like as a woman, you know, my shit was like, you know, it was just not really the best decision that I had ever made. I was like, you know what, this is not right. And I checked old girl, I shut down all her fucking interviews, and then I apologized to Rashida, like publicly on the radio, and then I hit up her and Kirk and met up with them in person. This was like all off camera. This was like some real stuff. And I was like, you know what, like, you know, I apologized to her, and I was like, you know, Kirk is cool.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow. I was like, but it's cool though. I was just like, and I let that pass. I'm talking about I done sat and had a meeting with Mona and Stephanie, with this girl right there next to me.
Pitching her for the show.
Pitching her for the show. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, like, for real? Like, you don't want to tell people that, do you? You don't want to tell people that. Like, be honest from where we started at. Be honest about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Be honest about that shit. Be honest about when I was with Erica, and me and Erica was on our bad shit. You know what I'm saying? We was going out. This girl was on, I forgot what it was. She was like, oh, I fuck with a rapper, and when we be having sex, he had to stop and take his asthma pump. You don't remember that, do you? You don't remember that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but Emani do, because Emani showed it to me. He said, Daddy, that's how I know you was messing with her while you was messing with my mom.
So, you know how TV work. You know, I had filmed that hot tub scene. Gotcha. And then me and him started really getting a little bit closer. And so, yeah, I guess once he saw it, like, shit. I mean, I was seeing stuff, too, that he wasn't being honest about. Like, he was literally telling me, like, I'm not with her. Like, this is just for TV. Like, this is nothing. Like, I'm just whatever. So he was, like, manipulating the fuck out of me when it came to, you know, what's real and what's not. And because I come from, like, a place of TV, I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, yeah, I know some of this stuff is, I'm not going to say it's not real, but it's heightened. You know what I'm saying? Like, you take it up a notch because it's TV. And so, yeah, I was like, okay, well, maybe they're not really together. Maybe he's just, like, kind of laying it on, like, really thick for TV. But I was still doing my thing because I wasn't really sure.
Bambi mama didn't even raise her. It was a lady in LA that raised her and her brother. That's why on the show when Bambi said couple of years back, she said, I just needed you to be there. Without telling the world what she meant by that. That's why she said that, because her mama wasn't there. Both her and her mama, I don't understand. Bambi told me a long time ago she would never be like her. But she's even worse. And so your mother raised you to take. And you came into our lives with the innocent vibe, with a intention to be on our show, to take over finances, to lie, because you came in the door with lying. She lied about her age first.
How old is she?
She just turned, March the 1st, she just turned 43 or 44. It's one of them, so don't call me a lie, I'm just saying. But I have proof what that age is.
This envelope says the California Department of Public Health, Center for Health Statistics and Informatics. Vital records.
Yes, sir. There's a birth certificate. And everybody could get it. Everybody, I showed you on my live.
This is Bambi's birth certificate.
Yes. And you can get mine if you want it. I don't care.
How did you get Bambi's birth certificate?
Well, it's public record.
I'm put like this. Diamond and Erica got the worst of Scrappy. Diamond and Erica got young Scrappy. Like this.
So we had gone through a few years on TV where it was just like us. You know what I'm saying? Like where it was just us trying to figure it out, and we had some things come up in between, but we paused on the TV for a little while. So we paused on the TV after we got engaged. And we still had like some rough patches. Like it was some really, really rough patches, but we were always able to get through it because I didn't really look at him at that time as like a cheater. Like he, as far as I had known, he hadn't stepped out, like, you know what I'm saying, on the relationship or whatever. So whatever we were going through, it was easy for me to kind of like get through it because I really did love him. I really did want to be with him. Like it was, you know, one of those things, like I was in love with him at one point, like really. So the things that we were going through, I was just like, we can get past this.
At first, I felt like I was never happy. I felt like it was always something, you know what I'm saying? Because I'd be taking a picture with a fan. Or it was a girl. I was at the Snoop Dogg shit because it was a girl all the way behind us, this real light-skinned girl. I can remember because she zoomed in on her. And I guess somebody had a thing. One of us was filming us. It was me, Bow Wow, and Chew. Me, Bow Wow, and Chew. We was on stage with Snoop Dogg. He was performing at the State Farm Arena. And we were doing like this, and there was a girl way in the back, like by the bleacher shit. Like, and she sent me a DM like, who is this? And it zoomed in on the girl. I was like, honestly, I didn't even know somebody was behind me all the way back there like that. You know what I'm saying? Who is she? I didn't know. Like, you know, I'm asking too. I'm like, who is she? Wait. She like, oh, you don't know her. Why she all the way back there? I'm like, I don't know. Like, it looks scary to me because she, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I used to be caught off guard with shit like that. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't even know the motherfucker. Like I'm on Instagram one time doing when the chat shit come up with the two things you can talk to your fan and shit. That when that first happened. My homeboy, he said, bro, we had a concert, talk to your fan in the back, and I ain't never had did it, so I'm like, bro, I don't be doing that shit, bro. I don't know, what is this shit? You know what I'm saying? And he showed me, so I started talking to my fan, then this chubby white girl got on. You know what I'm saying? And I was just talking to the black dude the same way, like excited to talk to my fan. So I was like, hey, what's up, where you from? What you doing, where you been? Man, we on my phone, on the Instagram, cause she started calling. Like, while I'm on the live, I'm like, oh, shoot. Cause like, hey, your girl, your wife, I'm pick it up, I'm like, what's up, babe? She was like, dang, what's up with that? I'm like, what's up with what? She was like, shoot, that girl came on, you switched your whole vibe up. Like, you was lit, you was extra happy. I was like, are you serious? The chubby white girl? I'm like, have you looked in the mirror lately? Like, my type? Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, you know my type, right? Like, I mean, it's you my type. You know what I'm saying? What is that? Like, I know you're not, I just couldn't believe she was tripping on that. I was like,
we were just arguing about a lot of petty stuff and just trying to, like, figure it out, you know? So we broke off the engagement. And at that point, he had went and he filmed during like Love and Hip Hop Miami, right? I don't remember what year it was. So when we broke up, I had like moved and, you know, I moved on and I was like doing my own thing. And he started like this Find the Bam campaign, right? Going around to all these cities. He's like putting his camera up. He's like, hey, have y'all seen the Bam? Have y'all seen the Bam? Like it was crazy, right? But it was really flattering. At the time, I was actually with somebody else, and he's like, yo, like, what's up with this dude? And I was like, yeah, he just being a clown, like, whatever, it's all, you know, you don't have anything to worry about. So I was like in a whole relationship at this point, right? Yeah.
Go ahead, Bambi.
So, and I'm telling
this guy, as a woman,
so I'm telling this guy, like, I'm like, no, like, I'm never getting back with him because the way that we broke up and he just was kind of like dirty. Like we had this house together and he just left and I had to like figure everything out on my own. I'm trying to like clear out this big ass house and whatever. Like it was just a big fiasco. So I'm like, I'm never getting back with him. So he kept going around doing this. Where's the band? Find the band. He's like applying so much pressure to the point where my mom was like, oh my gosh, he's the one. He loves you. You see what he's doing? And I'm like in a state of confusion. I'm not going to lie because here it is. My mom, like she's telling me like I'm making the wrong choice. And I was like really happy in this new situation that I was in. I was so happy. It was so peaceful. One night, you know, I'm like in a club, Scrap comes in a club, and it's like this big thing because everybody's been watching him do this Find the Bam stuff, like all over the internet.
I gotta see his mission. Scrappy with his Scooby-Doo truck and his magnifying glass and his compass.
You know what's crazy? So the night that it actually like went down, Cash Doll had DM'd me. She was like, bitch, Scrap is on his way to where you at. And I was like, huh? She's like, yeah, he's on his way there. So I was like, okay. So he comes in the club. Every person in the club, they got phones, cameras. They're like, he found the Bam. Like, oh my God, he found. So,
that's
of course.
Romantic.
No, it was absolutely very romantic. And, you know, I still have feelings for him. I never want to hurt his feelings. Even now to this day, they trash the fuck out of me. I still can't hurt his feelings. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So, He comes over and, you know, it was just,
Y'all made out?
Yeah, we had a little.
And smashed that night?
Yeah.
And you called your boyfriend the next day?
Did not.
What happened?
I ghosted the fuck out of him.
Goddamn, sent me Shay number, cause like I'm like, you know, I guess cause she felt like I was in Miami. Mama sent me Shay number. I'm like, what you doing? Cuz?
Shay's in Miami.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And shawty, I had put my iCloud on the computer at the house, and she was going all through my shit, so she seen everything.
The text messages.
Yeah.
Were you being inappropriate?
No.
Okay.
I didn't even know my mama had sent the number to me. She said that's Shay number. Call her, and I didn't even know I'm gonna be honest. I was going through it with her, and I was feeling unappreciated, and I was feeling like, how did I get married to go through the same shit I was going through when I was engaged or when I was just dating her? Like, I was really like fucked up. I had done popped me a bean, a pill, ecstasy, and I was in the studio. I was going hard and shit down there, and she called me. I told her the truth. I was like, she said, look at your phone. And I looked at it, and I seen the text from my mom. I was like, I said, you ain't lying. I said, you see what you see. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't got nothing to do with it. Like, and I'm being honest with you, you know what I'm saying? But I understand how you feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely do. And I was more, I ain't gonna lie to you, I was more goddamn, I felt like I was more deceitful about the pill. Cause I ain't supposed to be doing no drugs, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I was trying to keep it together about the pill. Cause me knowing I ain't did shit and I wasn't doing nothing, I felt good about that point. I ain't give a fuck. I was just like, trying to hold it together.
And literally like a month later, we got married. And you know what? At that point, it was not head over heels in love for me. It was me settling. And I'm not gonna lie. Like, I loved him so much. But I was like, this man just came out here and he just like put it all out in front of everybody. And maybe this is where I'm supposed to be. Like, I wasn't really comfortable in a place that was uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? It was like a new situation.
I get it.
And I'm like, this man is, it was probably like a little insecure on my behalf as well, because I'm like, he didn't need me to do anything for him. Nothing. And so I kind of felt a little out of place because I had been in a space for so long where I'm like, hey, you need me to do this? You need me to do that? That's me being codependent. I found that out like while I was in a relationship. I started exploring myself so much. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Oh, I'm codependent. I really needed somebody to need me.
He ain't trying to do nothing. First of all, she's not finished paying her divorce attorney. I was happy he got married, to be quite frank, honest. You know why? Because when you have a son that's a rapper like that and is traveling, and I know I'm not the only mama, we be praying for them kids out there. Because they travel the world, you don't know what's out there. And so I was kind of happy he got married, because I'm like, okay, now he's shutting down. So he needs to be at home every night with his wife. Then when Breland was born, okay, now he got a son. You know, he got his money, but him and Erica weren't together. So I'm like, okay, cool. Feels good for me. And I wouldn't be in their business, didn't know their business, didn't care. Because Mom D got her own stuff going on. But I started seeing things like every time, they would have stuff, it'd be just her family. And then it'll be like me, and maybe I bring a girlfriend or something like that. But it's like, okay, so I see it's kind of one-sided. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't none of my business. I ain't got to live with them or live around them. So, you keep going. And then I start noticing, like, why are you... and every time y'all fall out, why is she saying who can come over and who can't? And I'm like, okay, so I found out Scrappy credit wasn't good, so all the rental properties would be in her name. So that's why she called shots. And she was telling on TV on our show that, we had to move, you had to move because the owner of the house wanted his property back. But when she got on the show, she said, well, he's late. Yeah, he was late paying, but guess who was paying? He was.
And I heard you tell Diamond she was a breakout star. I said, boy, that's so cap.
You were arguably the breakout star of Crime Mob.
Of what? Love and Hip Hop. This season? One of them. When did she break out of anything? She should have broke out that fucking wig she was wearing. Okay, let's continue. Are you sure saying about you are a breakout star? Like, what? I don't think I said it. It doesn't make sense because she didn't do season 1. Shut up, I did not stop.
You were arguably the breakout star of Crime Mob.
First of all, don't mock me. I don't remember saying that. You did. If I said it, whatever. Please take it back.
That's why I looked at him like, a text message make you that mad? Cuz, to what, 2 days later, like, you just go file for divorce? You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow, that's interesting.
For sure. Well, here's the thing. Like, we would both, like, pay our portion of, what was due separately. Like, he would pay his, I would pay mine.
Yeah.
And since my name was, like, on everything, I would have the stress of having to deal with the people when things were late. We got one portion of it, but we didn't get the other portion. And I would have to tell him, like, hey, like, you're late again. Hey, you're late again. You're late, whatever. So then it got to the point where they were like, you guys are constantly late, and I'm going to ask that we just terminate this contract because you're up for renewal, but we don't want to renew. And so at that point, I could have been like, you know what? Like, we're going through a divorce right now. He's going to move out. I'm going to go ahead and pay for this thing. But at that point, he would have still had access to our home legally. You know what I'm saying? He would have been able to come, go, do whatever he wanted to do. And I was devastated because, you know, my kids were all born and they grew up in that house. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to stay there. And I was even talking to, like, the owners about potentially, like, buying the place from them. And they were, like, willing to sell because they were like, oh, you guys are a nice family, you know, whatever. And that was my plan. But anyways, I was like, you know what? Let me just start over fresh. It was so hard for me to make that decision. Again, I could have fought. I could have said, hey, like, we're going through a divorce. He's going to move out. I'm going to be responsible for the full payment right now. So we won't even be late again. You know what I'm saying? I could have done that. But instead of me doing that, I was like, you know what? I bit the bullet. I was like, we're just going to have to move because they want us out of here. They want us fucking out because you're late. And so let's get out. But yeah, I mean, I never accused him of not just outright not, you know, doing what he was supposed to do. But he's been delinquent quite often. And so that was a problem.
Okay, so he handed her the $10,000 a month to run the house. And I do know for a fact she was helping pay bills too. And that's the truth. I'm not going to lie on her. She was helping too. But it was majority his money. And Scrappy has a lazy thought process. He thinks like he can wait. And my husband gets in trouble too. Because why I got to remind you, it's time to pay the mortgage. You should know that. So, you know, sometimes men could be grown-ass boys. You hear me? And I get it with Bambi. When she said that, I understood that because I know my son. Now, she was not lying. She was not lying. He's very tardy for the party on a lot of stuff.
When you can go and read somebody's thoughts about you, and they not there to stop you from reading it, you like, wow, bro, like, for real? That's how you feel about me, girl? Like, yeah. Okay, cool. And you can't really tell them you went through that. You read it because you ain't supposed to be reading it. You feel me? Like,
It might have been a little therapeutic because I wrote down my thoughts, and a lot of times when we would have conversation, I can't have a conversation with him. Like, you know, you sat here on this couch with him. Sometimes you can't even talk.
Bit shit to do on my end. I feel like it was, like, as a man, you ain't supposed to do that shit, regardless. You ain't supposed to go through no phone. You ain't supposed to go through no diary. You ain't supposed to do none of that. But I felt like, I was like, it's crazy because I treat this woman right. Like, I'm not around here just out here like that. I'm not doing no crazy shit like that. So the way she on my head like that, my heel like that, like, what going on? Like,
at 3 p.m. when he comes in from the club and he eating his wings on the edge of the bed and he just, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I don't like how you don't be rubbing nigga feet. And I'm just like, nigga, I got 3 babies right here. I'm trying to get some rest. And you coming in at 3, 4, 5 in the morning with your wings talking about you want your foot rubbed?
Were you?
I don't actually know what he read that sent him over the top, but whatever he read were my exact feelings. Like, I just didn't feel heard. I didn't feel understood. Like, I had 3 babies back to back. Like, my kids are 5, 3, and 2 right now. I was pregnant our whole entire marriage. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I just didn't feel like I got the support that I needed. Like, I'm not gonna say that he didn't do anything because he did. Like, he would get up some mornings and he would have all the kids with him downstairs. He would make breakfast sometimes. But when it really came to me tapping into myself and what I needed for myself at the time, sometimes I didn't even know. And I don't feel like he paid enough attention to what was going on with me. It was just like, okay, we gotta do this for the kids and I need this. You know what I'm saying?
What's going on, cuz? Like, you got a whole, like, it's bitches out there that be like, this nigga is lame as because, like, he just come in the club and they don't with us and none of that shit. Now I do, of course. You know what I'm saying? You see a difference now. But I'm like, even for her not even see the difference now, like, that shit is crazy to me. Like, that shit is crazy. That shit is crazy, bro. Like, for you to be there with somebody, bro, laying there with them, bro, and be there with them every day, and they still look at you like you doing something. You like, I've been here with you the whole time.
I did not take any days off of work. I had my babies, each one of them. 2 days later, I'm back working. Yeah. Each baby, I stayed in the hospital one day. One day, after I gave birth, stayed in a full day. The next day, I wanted to go home. So that next day I went home, I probably chilled for a little bit. The following day, I'm back working. Non-stop,
Why?
no break. I had to. I mean, if you're paying half of everything, my mind did not let up at all.
Because you had to be in work.
I had to go.
Who would watch the babies?
I have my mom there. I have a nanny.
What you want me to do? He too old for me to whoop. I can't whoop. I can't put him on punishment. I can't do nothing but pray. Like the rest of the moms around the world. I can't do nothing but pray.